आईपैड आ गए आ गए। आईपैड तो लगा दिया है। अभी ना, अभी आया।
सर क्या दिक्कत आ रही है?
आईपैड शो नहीं हो रहा है।
आईपैड शो नहीं हो रहा है।
कवर निकाल देगा उसका ऐसा कुछ।
नहीं, मतलब पहले लिए ऐसे ही।
ओके ओके, हो गया हो गया हो
बस
गया
अब
हो गया हो गया। ठीक।
Hello, guys. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, friends? Okay, very good morning, everybody. So, as a ritual, we will wait for some time and then we will start today's lecture. Yes, quickly, come on. Please share because we are going live on YouTube as well. So please make sure you share with your friends who want to learn law. Yes, quickly, my dear friends. Very good morning. Very good morning. Yes, people are going live plus people are joining from app as well. Okay, so people are joining live and people are joining from app. Very good morning. Very good morning. I started receiving message. Yes, we are live. We are live from YouTube as well and from app as well. Yes, very good morning. Good morning, friends. Good morning. Everybody, come on. Yes, I think please let me know. These are already perfect, but still I want to know from you. Audio, video is absolutely perfect. Not quickly, come on. The chat box. First we'll revise and then we'll start something new. Till that time, please let me know in the chat box that audio, video is absolutely perfect. Perfect. If you're in YouTube, you're watching this video in YouTube, please let me know in the chat box that audio, video is absolutely perfect so that we can quickly start the lecture. Quickly. Come on. If you're watching this video from YouTube, very fast. Please let me know in the chat box. Audio, video is absolutely perfect. Super fast, super fast. Come on. Perfect. Got a message from app. Okay. Very good morning, friends. And before I start anything, let us quickly revise what we have completed in the last lecture. Friends, in the last lecture, we have just started with the synopsis about the corporate law. I have already discussed what you have to study in your CA Inter and what is the division of marks. Correct? What is the division of marks? But right now, we will be discussing the further part. But before that, quickly revise, we had already discussed that Companies Act came, the date and the applicability. It came, the date of assent was 29th of August 2013. But on the very next day, the act was applicable, not the whole act, but the section 1. Why so? Very simple. We were following an act 1956, and on the next day, suddenly, if you come up with the new law, all the practitioner who practice company law they may face a huge difficulty. That's the reason we have just notified section number 1 on 30th of August 2013, and time and tide we notified other section whenever it was required. Yes, it is applicable to where? It is applicable to whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. Already we have completed total sections are 470, 29 chapters and 7 schedules. Yes, but do we have to study all the sections? Answer is no. We are not at all required to read all the section. We only have to study 148 section. Correct? We'll follow only 148 section, 148 section plus provision relating to foreign company. These are the things what we will be discussing. Friends, there are two important branches that you should know when you're studying Companies Act. First is judiciary, next is executive. Judiciary means if there is a fight between company versus company, then how the things will go on. So it will be going through NCLT, NCLT, Supreme Court. The first hierarchy is NCLT, that is National Company Law Tribunal. Second hierarchy is NCLT, that is National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. And last is Supreme Court. Correct? Now, who will execute a company law? Who will execute a company law? Lawmaker says it has been given to MCA. MCA means Ministry of Corporate Affairs. MCA means Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Correct? We have total 7 RDs. We have total 7 RDs and we have 25 ROCs. But Government of India has basically made an effort to give all the states, they have provided an effort that we should give ROC to all the states, but some of the states were super lucky because state of Maharashtra and state of Tamil Nadu has two ROC. Already I have discussed in yesterday's session. Correct. And then I have started with the definition of company. Company means what? Company means company. Company means company. Incorporated, that means started, formed under Companies Act 2013 or any previous company. Super. Okay, we have already covered this. These are some basic features I have discussed in yesterday's lecture. Already yesterday's lecture is live on YouTube. You can go on BB Virtual English and you can see the full video. It is of 2.5 hours. Even today's lecture will be 2.5 hours. Okay. Now, there is one of the main feature of company, that is common seal. We have already studied common seal is optional, correct? From 2015 it is optional. So if a company has a common seal, they will use common seal. But sir, what if company is not using common seal? Then how we will recognize that this document has been issued by company? Very simple. If they're not using company seal, don't worry. One CS, one director or two director will give signature. Super. Okay, then we have started with formation of company. Lawmaker says company may be formed for any lawful purpose. You can form a company for any lawful purpose. You want to sell shoes, you can form a company. You want to sell laptop, you can form a company. So you want to do anything, you can start a company, but it should be a lawful purpose, not illegal. Yes. Now friends, if you want to start a public company, we need 7 or more person. That means to start a public company, we need at least 7 person. When in case of private company, we need 2 or more, and in case of OPC, we need only 1 person. Already we have covered. So if a person wants to start a lawful business, if a person wants to start a lawful purpose, and the person wants to start a public company, so 7 or more. If a private company, 2 or more, and if the person wants to start OPC, that is 1 person company, then they need to subscribe, they need to sign, they need to approve, they need to give consent to memorandum. What is memorandum of association? In upcoming lectures, we will discuss what is memorandum of the company. So memorandum of the company will be subscribed by them. Correct? Plus, they have to follow all the requirements of Companies Act. Don't worry, the next chapter what we will be covering, we'll covering how to incorporate a company. We'll go in detail, we'll see all the forms which is really applicable in practical life. Okay, then we have covered 2 different type of companies. I am just revising what we have covered in yesterday's lecture. So type of company: public company, private company. Whenever you study the definition of public company, it is very funny, friends. You know why? Because public company means company which is not private. Public company means company which is not private. So friends, what is private company? Yesterday I have already discussed. Sir, private company means company have 3 restriction. How many? 3 restriction in its AOA. AOA stands for Articles of Association. AOA stands for Articles of Association. This is nothing but internal rules and regulation. This is nothing but an internal rules and regulation. Perfect. Now, company that is having some internal rules and regulation restrictions, they have 3 restrictions. What are they? That is, maximum number of members will be 200. Yes, shares are not freely transferable, and you cannot issue prospectus, you cannot go to public and raise funds. Already we have covered in yesterday's lecture. And other information. If you want to start a private company, minimum number of members is 2, maximum is 200. If you need a director means the manager of the company. So guys, in company, ownership and management is divided. Ownership is in the hands of shareholder and management is in the hands of director. So we need minimum 2 directors. And at the end of the name, if you're a private company, if you're running a private company, so at the end of the name, you have to include private limited. Yes, private limited. So sir, if you understand what is private company, you will automatically understand what is public company. So public company means which is not private. That means they can have members more than 200. So what is the maximum limit in a public company? Unlimited. First thing. Second, shares are freely transferable. Public company can also issue prospectus if they are planning to raise fund from the public for the subscription. Easy. Okay, now if today you want to start a company, minimum number of member in public company, you need 7. Maximum, it is unlimited. Minimum director is 3, and at the end of the name you need to include this word limited. Whatever I am discussing right now in the very first minute of the lecture is nothing what we have covered in yesterday's lecture. Correct? Now this note is very simple. If public company is holding company and it has some subsidiary means bachchu company, subsidiary company means child company. So if the parent company is public company, automatically the child company will be called as deemed public company, even if it is private in its AOA. Even if it is private in its AOA. I will discuss what is holding and what is subsidiary in a while. Now, I have already mentioned in yesterday's lecture the 200 number. While calculating 200 number in private company, it plays a very significant role, my dear friend. It plays a very significant role. While calculating this 200, while adding, while doing the calculation, you have to take care 3 people. Yes, while calculation of this 200 member, the joint owner, the joint holder shall be considered as 1. Correct? Employee shall not be considered. If the employee is a shareholder, you have given them ESOPs. ESOPs means employee stock option. You have given some shares to the employee. So friends, even we will not count these type of employees in the number 200. Why? I have discussed in yesterday's lecture. Please go and watch that video. Third, ex-employee. So basically, I have given you shares. For example, I have given shares to Sandeep. Yes, if I have given shares to Sandeep, Sandeep is an employee, also a member of the company. So anyways, I was not counting Sandeep in this number. But if Sandeep leaves the job and ultimately take the next job, that he becomes ex-employee. So he becomes ex-employee, but he still remains member of the company. Still, while calculating this number 200, we will not consider this. Already we have discussed this in yesterday's lecture, and also I've given you the example. Today at the end of the lecture, yes, I will be discussing a question related to this. Yes, so it is very important to revise everything. Okay, it's very important to revise everything so that you have a very good grip over the concept. This was nothing but the class 1 notes. Already I have shared in the app. You have the access of these notes, but today we are starting with the next class, and I am starting now. So in the last 10 minutes, I have just discussed what we have covered in yesterday's lecture. Correct? We have discussed whatever it is there, we have discussed here. Okay, now let's get started, my friends. Let's get started. We are starting up with the new section. Correct? In yesterday's section, in yesterday's lecture, we have started with a section called as section 3. Correct? Section 3. You just have to sit and you have to recall whatever the concept we are doing. Yes, in yesterday's lecture, we discussed that section 3. Section 3 says a person can form company for any lawful purpose. So it depends what type of company you want to incorporate. In case of public, you need 7. In case of private, you need 2. In case of OPC means 1 person company. You just need 1 person. Correct? But today we will be discussing a section called as section 3A. We'll discuss section 3A. Now, what is basically the concept 3A? Let's understand in detail. What is this concept is all about. Okay, let us understand this. 3A says members are jointly and severally liable. Okay, members are jointly and severally liable. when members will be jointly and severally liable. Yes, when. This is the whole story. Now, guys, you need to understand, if you want to start a public company, if you want to start a public company, you tell me how many number of members do you need? How many number of members do you need? You need at least 7. Correct. If you want to start a private company, you need at least 2. If you want to start a OPC, you need at least 1. But let me discuss. Lawmaker says, if in your public company your minimum number criteria is not been followed, I will repeat again. In your company, if minimum criteria is not followed, minimum criteria is not followed. Say example, in case of public company, you need 7, but let's take an example. Now you have 5. That means you have to add 2 more member just to comply with the provision of public company. Correct, friends? But let's take an example. You have a private company. You have a private company. That means you need minimum. Now, friends, if you need minimum 2 members, let's take an example. Now you have only 1. That means you have to again increase the minimum number. Yes. So to fulfill the provision of law, lawmaker says, say example, in your company you have members. In your company you have members. Members means shareholders. Yes. If the number of members, falls below what? Below 2/7. If number of member falls below 2/7, 2 in case of private company, correct? 2 case of private company and 7 case of public company. 2 case of private company, 7 case of in case of public company. If the number falls below this number, because this is the minimum criteria which has been mentioned under the law. Now lawmaker says, the day the number of member fall below this limit, the day, let's take an example. Today is that day. Today is 21st of March. Today is that day that your minimum number of members criteria is below the number mentioned in the law. Law says private will have 2, public will have 7. You have below that. Lawmaker says you have 6 months. How many months? 6 months. 6 months is important for MCQ. Friends, lawmaker says you have 6 months. So 6 months to do what? 6 months to add back. 6 months to make sure you follow the criteria of the law. Yes, you have 6 months whereby number of members should be increased. Yes, should be increased. Number of members should be increased. I hope you are there, my dear friends. So 3A is very simple. It says, if in your company your minimum level of criteria, the minimum number of members criteria has not been complied, you're not following minimum number of member criteria. That means in case of private company 2, in case of public company 7, if you're not following it, my dear friend, you guys need to understand a very simple thing. You have how many months? You have 6 odd months. You have 6 months. You have 6 months to do what? You have 6 months to increase. Yes, should increase to minimum of what? Minimum 2 or 7 within how many months? Within 6 months. So you have 6 months whereby you will be increasing this number to the minimum level criteria. Correct? Now guys, need to understand a super thing. So if today is that day, then you have how many days? You have X plus 6 months. So you have X plus 6 months to make sure to increase the minimum number of members. If you don't do it, there can be a thing that if you don't do it, then what will be the repercussion? The repercussion is mentioned under section 3A. Yes, section 3 is very simple. Section 3 says if you don't follow your minimum level criteria, if you don't follow your minimum members, minimum criteria, that is 2 or 7. In case of private, it is 2. In case of public, it is 7. If you don't follow it, you have 6 months. Don't worry. If something has happened in your company and you're not following, it has fall below the limit. Don't worry, my dear friend. You have 6 months. We have 6 months. 6 months to do what? 6 months to increase it. Yes, to the minimum level of criteria. That is 2 or 7. It depends. Now, if you don't do it within this 6 months, if you don't do this within this 6 months, then there will be a huge problem. If you don't do this within this 6 months, then there will be some repercussion. Now, what will be the repercussion? Repercussion is super simple. The repercussion is super simple, that you will be, the member will be jointly and severally responsible. Let me write. It says if number of members, it says if number of member is not increased. Yes, not increased. Within how many months? Come on, everybody in the chat box. Within how many months? I'm waiting for your answer. Within 6 months. Within how many months? Within 6 months. Then what will be the repercussion? So, lawmaker says, very simple. What will be the repercussion? Repercussion will be the liability. There will be repercussion on the liability part. The repercussion will be on the liability. Lawmaker says, then the liability, yes, then the liability of the remaining members. For example, if there are 7 members in the public company, 2 died, that is, the rest of the member is 5. So the liability of remaining members, there will be a very bad repercussion. What will be the repercussion? It says, then the liability of remaining member who are aware about the fact. Which fact I'm talking about? That you're not following the minimum level criteria will be unlimited for all transactions entered after 6 months. After 6 months. You there with me? Lawmaker says if you don't follow the minimum level of criteria, in case of public it is 7, in case of private it is 2, then you have 6 odd months to make sure you increase the level. If you don't do it, then the remaining members who are continuing the business, who is aware about this fact, will have unlimited liability. Yes, but for all the transaction they enter after 6 months. I hope you get the point. All the transaction they enter after 6 months. Let's take an example. Let me draw this diagram here itself. Okay, so X was that date where number of members fall below 2 or 7. You have 6 months. 6 months to do what? So 6 months to add back. Correct? 6 months to add back. But let's take an example. You were aware about this fact, but you have not added it. So any transaction you did after this 6 months, say example, this period, the liability will be unlimited. Unlimited for whom? Unlimited for all those members who have continued the business. For example, here you have added the members. Example, here you have added the members, then afterwards your liability becomes again limited. Got it? So from the day number of member falls below the limit, you have a time to add back, that is 6 months. If you don't add it within the said 6 months, then my dear friends, the remaining member who are continuing this business will have to face a repercussion, and that repercussion is they will be held responsible for all the transaction. They will be having unlimited liability. Correct? So let's take an example. This was the period they didn't add it, and yet they did some transaction. So let me highlight it for you. This was the time. Yes, this was the time they entered some transaction. So for that period, all the transaction they are entering after 6 months, they will be held responsible. They added here. So friends, again, the liability will become limited. This is the whole game. Easy, super. This rule is applicable only and only in case of members. It is applicable on the member itself. Okay. So if you see the header, it says members. The liability of the members are joint and several. Easy. So this is what the rule is. So if you just want a date, say example, if today is 21st of March, you have how many months? You have 6 months. Just add your 6 months. You can see you have to add within the 6 months. But if you don't add, then whatever transaction you have taken after that 6 months, say example after June, all the transaction you will be held responsible. Your liability will be unlimited. And afterward, maybe you have added in the month of August. After once you add it, your liability will again change to limited. This is what the provision is. This provision is super simple. Simple, super simple, super easy. Easy. This was nothing but the very first topic we have just now started. Okay. 3A. The liability of the members will be jointly and severally they will be liable. But when? Only after 6 months. For all the transaction they have entered. Correct? Yes, if it is clear, please let me know in the chat box. Then we can just discuss the next provision. Super provision, it is 3A. Yesterday we did 3 formation. Today we have discussed when the liability will be jointly and severally they will be responsible. Yes or no? Please be ekdam super active. Easy. Whatever we have covered, understood? Yes or no? Okay. Now let's understand the super concept. Let's understand, since I'm covering the concept, it's a preliminary. So in preliminary, I'm not discussing all the definition. As I have mentioned in yesterday's lecture, our institute have added all the definition in chapter 1. But what I did in my book, I have spread out everything. So all example, dividend, I will not teach it right now, but I will teach the definition of dividend when I will teach dividend chapter. Say example, charge, I will not discuss definition of charge now, but I will discuss the definition whenever that I will do charge chapter. Say example, KMP, key managerial personnel. So I will discuss the definition whenever the chapter number 2 will be over. Okay, so I have divided the definition in such a way that once we complete our corporate law, automatically all the definition will be covered. Okay, super simple. Let's understand the next super provision. Okay, the next concept what I want to discuss is holding company and subsidiary company. Which company? Holding company and subsidiary company. One of my favorite topic. Holding company and subsidiary company. Holding company and subsidiary company. Now friends, holding company means what? Sir, holding company means Papa company, daddy company, father company, parent company. Subsidiary company means bachu company, child company. Yes, so we have two important concept: holding and subsidiary. Holding means papa company and subsidiary means bachu company. Okay, but sir, this is the fastest way to become papa company. Fastest way. You're not at all required to wait for 9 months. You're not at all required to wait 9 months. This is the fastest way to become papa company. Okay, so let me discuss it. Okay, how to become papa company. Okay, fast. Come on, everybody. Very, very easy and very, very simple. How to become holding company. Now, concept is very simple. How to become a holding company? Lawmaker says when one company, everybody, when one company holds, repeat after me, when one company holds more than half, everybody, when one company holds more than half, when one company holds more than half, yes, when one company hold more than half of what, beta, of the share capital, when one company hold how much? Please repeat after me. That is more than half. Whenever I say more than half, that means 50 point anything. 50 point anything. So if a company holds 50 point anything, then there will be a relation, there will be a relation of holding subsidiary. The one who hold will be called as holding, in which we are holding is called as subsidiary. Easy, more than a half of share capital. Easy, very good. More than half of share capital. More than half of share capital. Correct? Or holding company is having power. Yes, they have power to decide what composition of BOD in subsidiary company. It is obvious. Daddy will take all the important decision for their child. Yes. Just like what happens in real life, holding companies also having the similar power, similar power. So holding company means daddy company, papa company. So how to become a daddy? Very simple, my dear friend. Whenever a company holds more than half of its share capital of the subsidiary company, then there is a relationship between these two companies. Holding, the one who holds those shares will become the holding. In whom we are holding, it becomes the subsidiary company. Easy, super simple, super simple. This is how the concept. But guys need to understand one thing. Let me narrate you some examples. You'll automatically understand. Say example. Simple example. I will take very simple example. Let's take an example. Reliance. Correct? Reliance is the holding company, and Reliance have so many subsidiaries. I will show you annual report. So many subsidiaries. Okay. But let me take one example. Geo. Correct? So Reliance is the holding company and Geo is the subsidiary company. That means Reliance holds how much? Reliance holds how much? More than half. More than half where? In the subsidiary, that means in Geo. Easy, simple. Let me tell you one more example. Have you heard about a company called as Reliance Retail? Have you heard about this company? Reliance Retail. Have you heard about this company? Reliance Retail. Reliance Retail. Now, again, Reliance is the holding company and Reliance Retail is the subsidiary company. That means Reliance hold more than half of share capital or they have power to decide composition of board of director in Reliance Retail. Perfect. So if I ask you what is the relationship between Reliance and Reliance Jio, what is the relationship? Simple. The relationship is holding subsidiary. What is the relationship between Reliance and Reliance Retail? Simple. Holding subsidiary. Super, super, super. Now, I have a question. What is the relationship between Geo and retail? It is not there in book, but I want you to become a very good chartered accountant. So you should know all the important terms. Yes, you tell me what is the relationship between Geo and Reliance Retail. Come on. I want you to tell me what is the relationship between Geo and Reliance Retail. What is the relationship between Geo and Reliance Retail? Very, very simple. Very, very simple. You know what is the relation? So if you have a common parent, if you have common parent, that means they're siblings. So friends, they are called as very good. They are called as sister concern. Yes, they are called as sister concern. It is not there in your book, but if you are studying anything, you should know in and out, and everything. Super easy concept. Yes, it is super easy concept. Easy, simple. Okay, so holding company means where they hold more than half of share capital, or they have power to decide composition of board of director in that subsidiary company. Then friends, you guys need to understand a very, very simple thing. The one who hold become the holding, in whom we are holding is called as subsidiary company. Easy. Okay, let me give you one more example. This was the first example. Let me give you one more example. I am giving this example below this. Okay, example is not important for the examination perspective, but to become a good chartered accountant and have a very good interpretation knowledge, you should know all these things. So let me give you an example. There's a company called as phone pay phone pay is a UPI payment app, by the way. Yes, phone pay also coming up with an IPO. So the time, maybe I will teach that chapter. They should come with an IPO. That was their plan. But let's see. Do you know who is the holding company of phone pay? Do you know who is the holding company of phone pay? Holding company of phone pay holding company of phone pay. I will tell you, don't worry. It is, oh my god, my hearts are coming out. So it is Flipkart. What? Yes, this is real. This is real, my dear friends. So PhonePe's parent company is Flipkart. You tell me, what is the relationship between Flipkart and PhonePe? Holding subsidiary, holding subsidiary, holding subsidiary. You know there is a parent company of Flipkart as well. What? There is a parent of Flipkart as well, and everybody knows that. That is Walmart. Everybody knows it. It is Walmart. Everybody. Now I have a question to ask. You tell me, okay? You tell me. It's a super easy question. The question is, what is the relationship between PhonePe and Flipkart? You tell me. What is the relationship between PhonePe and Flipkart? PhonePe and Flipkart. Very simple. H and S. Holding subsidiary. Now, you tell me, what is the relationship between Walmart and Flipkart? Oh, sir, very simple. Holding and subsidiary. Very simple. Okay, superb. Now. I have a question. You tell me, what is the relationship between Walmart and PhonePe? Ille, answer inle. Walmart and PhonePe. Come on. Walmart and PhonePe. Woohoo! I will tell you. Holding and subsidiary. What? Your parent company is a parent company. Your parent company is a parent company. Is also your parent company. Whoa! Your parent company. Sir, PhonePe is a parent company. PhonePe's parent company is Flipkart. Their parent company, Walmart, is also my parent company. Yes, this is the concept. Super concept. Because Walmart is controlling PhonePe indirectly. Yes, Walmart is controlling PhonePe indirectly. This is the thing what I wanted to discuss with you. Easy. In this topic, I have discussed two important things. What is holding, what is subsidiary, and the concept called as sister concern. Sister concern means having common parent. Yes, sister concern means having common parent. Yes, perfect. Easy. Now, let me ask you some exam question. Let me ask you some exam question which will help you to score extra brownie points. I hope you're there with me. My question is it compulsory? Is it compulsory to hold more than half of share capital by on its own name? My question is, can I hold more than half of share capital through my subsidiaries? I'll repeat my question. Is it a rule that is it a rule that to become a holding company, I have to hold shares in the subsidiary on my own name? My question was, can I hold shares through my subsidiary? Through my subsidiary. Can we do that? Let me give an example so that you get the understanding how to do that. I'll give an example, a super example that you will get the hack. Okay? So, come on. Super concept, super concept, super concept. Just be with me. Just be with me. So, the basic definition is when company holds more than half in another company, the one who hold become the holding company. Where we hold become the subsidiary company. Sir, whenever it is more than half, you become the holding company. Or you have power to decide, the composition of BOD, or you have power to decide composition of BOD. Well, now let me give you one example. This is a pure example. This is basically a pure example, so you will get to understand what the concept is. Super example. Let me give an example that there's a company. Okay, there's a company. This company's name is YZ Limited. YZ Limited. The name of the company is YZ Limited. You see, YZ Limited is the name of the company. Now, let me discuss the capital composition of this company. Capital composition. So, the capital is 1 CR. How much? 1 CR. Okay. Capital is 1 CR, whereby equity shares, and we have preference shares. In fourth chapter, I will discuss what is equity shares and preference shares. Yes, how things work. So, equity share. If you have equity shares, you have control. If you have equity shares, you have control. So whenever and I say you should hold more than half, I'm always talking about share which will have voting right, and equity do have. Okay, so equity do have. So you hold equity shares. You hold equity shares. For example, that in the company, we have 8 lakh equity shares. Okay, and preference we have 2 lakh preference shares. Equity 8 lakh equity shares, and preference 2 lakh. Now, whenever I say I want to control YZ company, that means I should have control over these 8 lakh equity shares. I should have control over this 8 lakh, because in this only 8 lakh, only in this 8 lakh, you can have control. Correct? So, let me give you the further story. There are two companies. How many companies? Two companies. One is M Limited and one is C Limited. M Limited, C Limited. It says M Limited holds roughly around 3 lakh 10,000 equity shares. How many shares? 3 lakh 10,000 equity shares. Good to go. On the other hand, this C Limited, also hold some share in C Limited. Okay, in C Limited. Let me tell you the numbers. For example, 1 lakh 50,000 equity shares. Now, if I just calculate the percentage, sir, how to calculate a percentage? Very, very simple. Very, very simple. So, M company is holding 3 lakh 10,000 out of 8 lakh, and you multiply it with 100. Very, very simple. You have to do this. So, if you just calculate this, tell me the percentage. 3 lakh 10 divided by 8 lakh multiplied by 100. The number is around 38.75%. Correct? 38.75%. On the other hand, C Limited is holding how many number of shares? 1 lakh 50 out of 8 lakh. Out of 8 lakh. Again, if you calculate this, it will come around. Let me write it here. 1 lakh 50 divided by 8 lakh. I'm just removing the percentage. It will come around 18.75. Easy, super easy. I have just calculated the percentage. Just calculate the percentage. So M Limited and C Limited, if you just add the holdings, 38.75 and 18.75, it will come around 57.5. M and C both together hold roughly around 57.5% in YZ. Story clear? So what I am teaching? I am teaching what is holding and subsidiary. Please be with me. I am teaching you what is holding and subsidiary. Now, there's a company. There's a company called as MMC Limited. And it says MMC and M and MMC and C are having a relationship already. Holding, subsidiary, holding, subsidiary. If I'm not telling you anything, that means MMC might be holding more than half of M Limited. MMC holding more than half in C Limited. But in the exam, they've asked you what is the relationship between MMC and YZ. This was the question. Do there is any relationship between MMC and YZ? Does MMC and YZ is a holding subsidiary? So answer is yes. Yes. Answer is yes, 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 yes. I'll tell you. You can become holding company. You can become holding company either by holding shares by your own name or through your subsidiaries. This was the example. So very, very important example. The same question was asked in the exam. It's an exam topic, by the way. Yes, exam oriented. Yes, exam oriented and conceptual wise, you should get the clarity. Come on. Now you tell me in the chat box that everything is perfect and you understand this. Oh, this is the relationship. Perfect. Come on. Easy. This is how the concept is. Shall we move forward? Sure. So there's a concept called as layers. What is layers? So guys, law prohibits some layering. Let me tell you the layering meaning is. For example, there's a company. I have created two subsidiary company. Then this company created two more subsidiary company. This is called as layering. This is layer one. This is layer two. Okay. Lawmaker says you can create as many as layers you want. You can create as many as layers you want, but it should not be prohibited under law. In India, you can make investment company only two layers. In India, you can make investment company two layers. Other than that, you can make anything. Perfect, 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 perfect. This is the super concept of holding and subsidiary. The thing that you should remember is this word more than half of share capital. You should remember this word, that is more than half of share capital. Now, whenever I say more than half of share capital, it can be owned and controlled on your own name, or own name, or it can be owned via your subsidiaries. Easy, easy, easy. Yes, super easy. Okay, okay. Let's jump to the next topic. Easy. Let me discuss the next topic, that is government company. Which company? Government company. One of my favorite topic. You tell me in the chat box what is the meaning of government company. Come on. You tell me what is the meaning of government. Sir, very simple. Government company means company where they always take lunch break. No. Sir, government company means company where their fan make like noise. No. What is government company? Not taking lunch. Their fan is working fine. Then what is this? Let me discuss this. Super easy concept. Very simple. Government company means what? Government company means company. Repeat after me. Government company means company. Yes, government company means company where where the share capital, where the share capital either owned by central government. Which government? Central government. or it is owned by state government, or it can be owned by state government plus state government plus CG. Sir, can I write this word combination? Yes. If you are a company whereby your company is being owned by central government or state or combination. But sir, how much? What is the percentage? So when your company is owned at least minimum at least 51% of share capital. 51% of share capital. How much? 51% of share capital. If your company's 51% is with central government, state government, or a combination, the company is government company. Easy. Super concept. So, doubt. Sir, give me some example. Very easy. Example. I have n number of example, my dear friends. Example, we have a company called as MTNL. We have company called as RVNL, RVNL. Then we have IRCTC. We have SBI, Slow Bank of India. Then we have BOB, Bank of Baroda. Then we have ONGC. And whenever you're tired, you can just write ETC. ETC is which company, etc. Okay, these are some example. These are some example, not all example. Okay, these are just some example of government company. So I have a question. Whenever you say it is been owned by central government, that when the shares are held by prime minister. Sir, whenever you say state government, that means the share are owned by CM. Never, never. Whenever it is said that the shares are with central government, that means the shares are in the name of president. Name of president. Whenever I say the shares are owned by state government, it is with the governor. It is with the governor. This is the whole story. I will repeat again. Governor of the state, by the way. So whenever I say central government, it is being owned by president. Again, not the holding. Basically, it is been given to that position. If tomorrow I become the president of India, that means all the shares will be controlled by me. It is never ever given to the individual's name, because this is the share owned by government, by the people only. I will show you demo how to check. Don't worry. I will teach you practically. No bookish thing. Practically. If you're there, please tell me in the chat box. Easy. Simple. Definition does not end here, my dear friend. Definition does not end here. Definition says when in a company, at least 51% is with whom? 51% is with the central government or state government or any combination, then that company will be what? That company will be what? That company will be government company. Correct? No. It says what? It says that if holding company is a government company, subsidiary of government company is also a government company. Oh my God. Let me just connect here. It says subsidiary. subsidiary of such government company is also government company. What? If your holding company is a government company and you have some subsidiary, it will automatically become government company. So let me give an example that will help you to understand this concept. Very easy example. Okay? Very, very easy example. Very simple example. So example, we manufacture tap. Okay? So I have made my company called as Tap Limited. Because we manufacture tap. The shares are being owned by Rakhi Sawant. The shares are owned by Rakhi Sawant. The shares are owned by my favorite Aloo. Yes, that is Alia Bhatt. Okay. The shares are also owned by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Modi ji. G for respect. Okay. Next. You there, friends? Okay. Shares are owned by central government. Shares are owned by Rajasthan state government. Shares are owned by Tamil Nadu state government. Okay. Shares are owned by Raju. Easy? So these are the shareholder of the company. These are the shareholder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why 7? Why 7? See the name, my dear friends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why 7? Because the company is a public company. Now, no. For example, Raju holds 5% of the company. Raki holds 5% of the company. My favorite Aloo holds 5%. Modi ji holds 5%. Correct? 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, that is 20% gone. Correct? Pending, 20% gone. Pending is 80%. 40% is owned by central government. 20% is owned by Rajasthan state government. 20% is owned by Tamil Nadu state government. See? Simple, easy, simple, perfect. This is what the hierarchy is. Now you tell me, my dear friends, is this company which manufacture taps will be called as government company, yes or no? Will you call this company as government company, yes or no? This is the question. Come on, you tell me. Friends, while calculating the stake, you will not consider this 5%. Do you get this? You will not consider this 5%. Okay. What about Rakhi? You will not even consider Rakhi's stake. Will you consider Alia Bhatt's stake? Answer is no. Modi ji's stake? No. That is Modi ji's personal stake. Personal stake is not at all counted while calculating this. Will you count this 40%? Yes. 20%? Yes. 20%? Yes. If you add all these things, roughly around 80%. 80% is owned by whom? 80% is owned by government. That is this point, combination. Perfect. That means Tap is which company? Tap is basically a government company. Easy. Now, let me discuss the case further. For example, this company created a subsidiary, G Private Limited, whereby Tap has invested in G Private Limited 78%. So majority shares are with Tap. Correct? Now you tell me first, what is the relationship between Tap and G Private Limited? Come on, Tap and G Private Limited. So it will be holding. This will be subsidiary. Correct? Just now we did holding subsidiary. Correct? It will be called as holding. This will be called as subsidiary. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Now, my dear friends, if a holding company is government company, automatically subsidiary company becomes government company. Easy. Super topic, my dear friends. Okay, so this is a government company. This is the government company. Yes. Also holding company. This is a subsidiary company, yes, but also a government company. So question is, can a company can become a multiple type of company? Yes. So example, Reliance is a public company plus it is listed company. So every time you just read a company, don't read it in a single mind. You should have a multifaceted things, okay, in your mind. So this was the super duper example that you should know. Easy. It is super topic called as government company. Just now I have said how to check all these things. So let's go to Google and discuss this. So let me go to this website called as Screener. Okay, I'll go here and I will search SBI, that is Slow Bank of India. Okay, now you see the SBI shares are trading roughly around 754 rupees. It's trading around 754 rupees. Okay, now if you see a percentage there, 0. Can you see this? 0.67%. Now what is this? So as per yesterday's closing, it is up by 0.67%. It is 21st of March data, that is today's data. But can you see the time? Can you see the time? The time is 9:08. Market has opened now, but it has settled. After 9:15, this number will be dynamic. It will change till market closes. Okay. Now, there are so many data, market cap, stock PE, ROCE. These all things, whatever you see, these are some real things that you should know, but you will be studying all these things in FM. Yes, super subject, even that is a super subject. It will come in group 2. Don't worry about that. Now, let me quickly go here and let me show you this topic. Here. Friends, you see, I am showing you shareholding pattern. What is shareholding pattern? Shareholding pattern means who is holding shares in the company. And there are certain words here. Let me zoom in. First, you can see the word called as promoter. In chapter 2, I will discuss what is promoter. So right now, promoter means a person who has basically conceived the idea of the business. Next is FII. FII means foreign institutional investor. That means foreign companies, foreign institution investing in India. And they have invested around 9, 10, the latest number is 10.27, the latest number. SBI, it is owned by approximately 10% with DIIs, sorry, FIIs. What is DII? DII means domestic institutional investor. Now you have some government and you have some public. So domestic institutional investor means in India, the institutions who have invested in SBI. If you see the latest number is around 24.79%. Is a very big stake. But let's see who is the promoter. Promoter of which company? Promoter of which company? FBI. So let me just scroll here and let me show you the name of promoter. Are you ready? Ready? Are you getting ready? Promoter. Dun, 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 dun. It's a government company, and in case of government company, shares are owned by President of India. Friends, law has a practical implication. Law has a practical implication. You have to study by applying law in practical life. I hope you're getting the point. Yes or no? You have to do in this way. You have to study concept like this. Let me show you one more example. Uh, Let me search a company called as Just Dial. So which website is this? So this website name is Screener. This data is freely available, don't worry. So Just Dial. Let me search Just Dial. Let me search Just Dial. Just Dial, Just Dial, Just Dial. Where is Just Dial? What's wrong with this? What happened? Let me search Just Dial. The share trading at 850, 875 rupees, and it is 1.92% up as compared to yesterday's closing. The data is as 21st of March 9:05, but time is 9:12 now. Now, again, the market cap and all these things we will studying in FM. Let me discuss things related to law. Here is the concept. Now you know what is promoter, now you know what is FII, you know what is DIA and all these things. Let me click on the promoter. Are you ready? 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 Should I click? Baba! Wow. Wow. Where is the data? Where is the data? Let me refresh it. Let me refresh it. Yes. Let me refresh it. Yeah. Yeah. I hope now you can see the data. Oh my God. The percentage. The recent percentage is 63.84. Reliance Retail Venture Limited owns roughly around 63% of Just Dial. What is the relationship? Come on. Holding subsidiary. Holding is Reliance Venture and ultimately subsidiary is Just Dial. Let me show you one more example. Lotus Chocolate. Lotus Chocolate Company Limited. The share is trading around 1019 rupees and it is 2.97% up as compared to yesterday's closing. Okay, that is not important. The important is this. The importance is this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Reliance Consumer Product owns 51%. 51%. Again, Reliance becomes a holding company of Lotus Chocolate. Correct? Again, let me show you some example of government company. MTNL. Mahanagar Telecom Nigam Limited. The share is trading around 45 rupees and it is in a negative. That means from yesterday's closing, it is down by minus 1.94%. Correct? 1.94%. Now, let me check who is promoter. Promoter holding is 56.89. It is constant. No, it is 56.25. This is the latest quarter percentage. Click on the promoter. Oh my God. Again, it has been owned by President of India. Whenever you see President of India, that means it has been owned by which government? Central government. MSTC. I think it's a... Let me see which company is this. Let me click here. Take the promoter. Whoa, whoa, whoa. President of India again. And this is again a super company. Now, friends, the share trading is at 509. Now, friends, whatever I have discussed, I wanted to always give you the gist how the things work. Let me show you one example. Okay. I will show you in the next lecture. I have one report to show you. I will show you in the next lecture. But yes, I hope you understand how to check. Go on the screener and you can search any company you want to search and you can see who is the real owner. You can see all these things. Okay, now let's come back. Now you know what is holding, you know what is subsidiary, and you also know what is government company. You know all these things. Okay, now let's take a break of 5 minutes and you can quickly go and refresh yourself, energize yourself, and let's come back in just 5 minutes. Let's take a break of 5 minutes. I will be back in just 5 minutes. Yes, guys, everybody. Yes, guys. Come on, come on, come on, come on, everybody. Quickly in the chat box. Everybody, come on. Yes, 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 yes. Come on. We are back. We are back. We are back. I hope audio video is absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, let's get started. We just now, before the break, we have covered a couple of topics. There's government company covered, holding company covered, subsidiary done. But let's now start with the next topic called as associate company. Which company? Associate company. Super concept. What is the meaning of associate company? Definitely one of the best concept. Associate company. Associate company. Super concept. Now, what is the meaning of associate company? Very simple. When one company has significant influence. We'll repeat again. When one company has significant influence. When one company has significant influence over another. So when one company have significant influence, when one company have significant influence over another, when one company have significant influence over another, then these companies will have a relation. When one company has significant influence over another, when there is a relationship, the relationship is significant influence. Please, my dear friends, use this keyword in the exam, that is significant influence. This is a keyword, significant influence. So the significant influence means what? So the significant influence means proper control. Proper control. But friends, always remember, I said when one company control another company. Now this control means when one company significantly influence the another. Significantly influencing the another means that a company has control. Let me say the control company B will have over company X will be always less as compared to its subsidiary. What? Let me discuss. Don't worry. Simple, simple, simple. When one company, when one company have significant influence over another, when one company have significant influence over another, when one company have significant influence over another, significant influence means control over another, but this control will be less as compared to subsidiary. Simple example. Sir, how to have a significant influence? What number will give you the definition of significant influence? Very simple. Sir, whenever I say significant influence, that means at least you hold 20% of share capital. 20% of share capital. 20% of share capital. So when one company holds how much? At least 20% of share capital. That means that company is having significant influence. That company is having significant influence. My dear friends, then this company have some relationship called as associate. They are associate company. But friends, let me clarify. The control over the associate will be always less as compared to holding. Friends, to have a significant influence, that is to have a control of at least 20%, you will have a significant influence over another company. But the story is not this. The story is this control will be always less as compared to subsidiary. Let me tell you how. That is the first important thing. For example, if company B is holding shares in company X 10%, you tell me what will be the relationship? Company B is holding some shares in company X, say example 10%. You tell me what will be the relationship. You tell me what will be the relationship. I'm waiting for your message. You tell me what will be the relationship if company B is holding some shares, example 10%. Example 10%. You tell me then what will be the relationship. Okay. What is the relationship? Come on. No relationship. Garbage. There is a relationship. Relationship of shareholder. That person is shareholder. Getting the point? That person is a shareholder. Simple. That person is a shareholder. Now, second. Company B is holding company X 15%. Shareholder. 19.99. Shareholder. It is not your result or mark sheet. You will round off. 20%. Associate. 22%. Associate. 25%. Associate. 28%. Associate. 30%. Associate. 38%. Associate. 42%. Associate. 45%. Associate. 49.99%. Associate. 50% we called it an equal partner, but also associate. 50.01. Whoa! 50.01. The time I said 50.01. Changed. Relationship changed. You become my subsidiary. Friends, simple story. When one company holds control, one company has significant influence over another. Significant influence over another. Whenever I say significant influence, that means how much percentage? At least 20 percentage. How much? At least 20 percentage of share capital. How much? At least 20%. Then there will be a relationship of what? Associate company. There will be a relationship of what? Associate company. Simple, but always remember this control will be less. This control will be less as compared to subsidiary. It is obvious because from 20% till 50, you have a relationship of associate. By the time we control our stake, we increase our stake to 50 point anything, it becomes subsidiary. Easy, simple. So let me give an example. So you know what happened in the year 2016? Even I was studying, okay, and I was like 2016. There was a wave called as Geo wave. So I also purchased a SIM card for free, installed it, and I installed all the application of Geo, all the applications, including Geo Cinema. So I downloaded Geo Cinema. In Geo Cinema, there was some series, movies. So I thought of let's explore the app. I started exploring the app, and I want to, you know what I saw? I saw some web series which is been owned by Alt Balaji. Owned by Alt Balaji. Alt Balaji is the company owned by Balaji Telefilms. Okay. I'm using the app of Geo, owned by Reliance, but I can see a web series which is been of not of Reliance, not of Geo, but of another company called as Balaji Telefilms. And my question was how? Why in the app of Reliance I can see a web series which has been produced by a different company, Balaji? This was the question. You know what I did? I went here and I searched Balaji. I searched Balaji Telefilms. I searched it. I searched Balaji Telefilms. Balaji Telefilms. Wow. Wait, let me reload it. Balaji Telefilms. Let me reload it. What happened? Why this collab ready? Okay, you only search. You only search. This still loading, still loading, still loading. Yes, la G Tele Films trading at 57. Let me show you the shareholding pattern. Now I'm not discussing who is the promoter of the company. If you see the promoter of the company, Ekta Kapoor, Shobha Kapoor, Jitu Kapoor, Tushar Kapoor, these are all people are film stars. But let me show you. Reliance. Reliance owned 24.92%. Now, in the recent quarter, it is 21.07. Oh my god. That means Reliance and Balaji have some relationship. Reliance and Balaji Telefilms have a relationship of associate company. Why? Because it holds at least 20%. Practical approach, my dear friend. Practical approach. Simple, easy, super duper topic. Super duper topic, super duper topic. And let's come back here. Now, it also includes joint venture. Yes, it also includes joint venture. What is joint venture? When two people come together, do certain type of business, it is also called as joint venture. Yes, so this is the associate company. Associate company means when one company have significant influence over another. When one company have significant influence over another. Okay. Now let's go to the important topic. This is important because I will go in detail. The topic I discussed, that is example associate company or example holding company, subsidiary company or associate company. These are topic you might have covered in your CA foundation. Sir, I came directly after graduation. Even in your from your direct entry, you might be aware about all these concepts. But now, the topic what I will start is important, at most important. Let me discuss that. The next topic what I will discuss is small company. Which company? Small. So, small company means what? What is the meaning of small company? Let us understand. Now, I will write the definition also. Section 285. Yes, government company 245 and small company is 285. Small company means what? Sir, small company means small company. Small company means what? Friends, whenever you are defining a small company, you have to see two things. Sir, what is small company? It says it is a type. It is a type of a company. Wow. It is a type of a company whereby you will check two things. Whereby you will check two things. First is PSC, that means paid up share capital, and second you will see turnover. You will see paid up share capital and you will see turnover. Everybody, you will see paid up share capital and turnover. Whatever I'm writing is the max paid up capital. Whatever I'm writing is max turnover. You should not breach this limit. Again, you not only have to see paid up share capital, but also you have to see turnover, and that's the reason I'm writing and that's the reason I'm writing and paid up share capital and the turnover. You have to see both the information, whereby paid up share capital max will be 4 crore and the maximum turnover will be 40 crore. 4 crore, 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 40 crore. Paid up share capital 4 and turnover 40 crore. But friends, in law itself, they have mentioned some higher number. So lawmaker says today it is 4, build-up capital 4, turnover 40. But lawmaker says or any such higher amount as prescribed by government. So any such higher amount, any such higher amount prescribed, see what I'm writing, not exceeding 10 crore. Not exceeding how much? 10 crore. Not exceeding how much? 10 crore. Even, let me write the same thing here. Or any such higher amount, but here the number is not 10 crore. It is 100 crore. 100 crore. Oh my God. Sir, what do we have to see? 4 crore, 40 crore, 10 crore, 100 crore. What do we have to say? Don't worry. Let me explain you. For defining small company, you have to see your limit right now. The limit is 4 crore, 40 crore. As and when government wants the amendment, they will just notify it. As and when they want amendment, they will just notify it. They will notify it. They can notify till 10 crore. Let me tell you. You tell me, my dear friends, in India, to make amendments are easy or difficult? You tell me. In India, making amendments are easy or difficult? Difficult or easy? It is difficult. It is super duper difficult. So you know what lawmaker did? Lawmaker already wrote in the section itself that today it is 4 and 40. If government want, they can change it, but by not amendment, by just notifying it. They will just make a public announcement that friends, today it is 5 crore and turnover is 50 crore. So the hassle, the process can be automatically skipped. So today it is 4 and 40. You will see 4 and 40 only. But in future, government can revise this limit. But revise this limit up to what? They can notify it till 10. They can notify it till 100. But if they want to notify beyond 10 and 100, then they have to amend the law. They have to change the whole law. Whole law in the sense, the whole section. Easy. So notification means what? But they will best just make a official announcement that friends, today it is not 4 and 40, it will be 5 and 50. It is very easy. Just like you're posting a photograph on Instagram. It is so easy. But friends, just to amend beyond 10, or if you want to amend beyond 100, it will be the toughest part. You know why? Reason is very simple. Reason being, they have mentioned in the law the maximum limit that you can make it is 10 and 100. As and when situation changes, we tend to increase this limit. Previously, you see, the paid up capital was very less, 50 lakh. Turnover was 2 crore. Then during COVID, they made it 2 and 20. Then again, they made an amendment 2 and 40. But very easily, they can amend till 10 and 100. But if they want to change beyond 10 and 100, then they have to go to parliament and then they have to do all drama. Simple. G. Okay, G. Okay, G. Perfect. But always remember, just by hearting this 2 data will not suffice, beta. We guys need to understand some things. That means some condition, that is, however. There's some condition. The condition is, however, section 285 will not be applicable. On which company? On following company. Okay? Section 2 clause 85 will not be applicable. In which company? In following company. First, First, it is not applicable to holding company, not applicable to subsidiary company, not applicable. You already know what is the holding company, what is subsidiary company. Even if they are under this limit, sorry, you will be not considered as a small company. Second, Section 8 company. Section 8 company. You don't know what is Section 8 company. I will be covering Section 8 company in tomorrow's lecture. Yes, tomorrow's lecture. Section 8 is a very important topic. You can expect a question. Section 8 company. Third, special company. Which company? Special company. Whenever I say special company, that means these type of company are enacted by parliament. Enacted by parliament. For example, SEBI is a special company. SEBI is a special company because SEBI Act is being made for that. Easy. But friends, if you're a special company, if you're a Section 8 company, and if you're a holding and subsidiary company, you shall be not considered as small company. Let me add the fourth one. Fourth one says, if you are a public company, still you should not be considered as small company. Sir, small company means what? Sir, small company means whose paid up capital is 4 crore, maximum turnover is 40 crore. Can we increase this amount? Very easily. If you want to increase this amount 10 and 100, very easily you can change. But friends, if you want to go beyond 10 and 100, friends, then we have to go to parliament. Friends, there are 4 companies. Even if these companies are under the limit of 4 and 40, you shall not consider it as small company. Which company? Holding subsidiary company, Section 8 company, special company, and public company. They shall not be considered as small company, even they are under this limit. Okay. Super. Very easy. Oh, let me give you some examples. So you will get to understand. Example. Okay, let me give you an example. I will give you a couple of example. Let me give you an example. You have to see 2 data. One is paid up share capital. Next is turnover. You have to see, is it a small company or not? Perfect. You will tell me in the chat box, is it a small company or not? I will take a couple of examples. Very easy. Okay, so let me start with YZ Private Limited. In short, if I just conclude, private company complying with all this 4 and 40 provision, they will be considered as which company? Small company. Okay, so let's take an example. Their paid up capital is 1 crore and their turnover is 10.5 crore. You tell me. Is it a small company? Yes, limit is 4 and 40. It is. Next. For example, next company is YP Private Limited. Okay. Paid up capital is 3.5 crore and turnover is 55 crore. No, we have to check both the information. Paid up capital is under the limit, but turnover is not under the limit. It is not small company. Next, AM Limited. Paid up capital is 1 crore and turnover is 5 crore. Small company, right? No! Just see the name. Just see the name. Limited. That means it's a public company. That means it's a public company. Easy? Easy. Okay. Let me give you one more example. Example, BB Virtuals. For example, BB Virtual is doing the turn. Example, the paid up capital is 3 and their turnover is 30. Just an example. Come on, you tell me. Is it a small company? No. Again, no. Why? Reason being because BB Virtual, BB Virtual is a subsidiary of Veranda. Correct? Is subsidiary company of Veranda. Easy. Super, super, super easy. I hope you understood this. This was just an example. Sir, I have a question. Sir, my question is, why do we have this type of concept? You guys need to understand. Whenever I say you need to comply with Companies Act, that means you need to comply with a lot of things. You need to comply with a lot of things, and it's very tough that you will able to comply with everything. You're starting up with a new business. You will follow law or you will follow the business. You will follow the business acumen or you will follow the rules, regulation, provision. Don't worry. The main objective, if I discuss the objective, or I can also mention it as an advantage. Objective or advantage. Objective or advantage. If you want to start your small company, you will have two objectives. That is simple compliance. What's sir? Simple compliance. Yes, simple compliance regime. Whenever I say regime, regime means framework. Simple compliance. The compliance is super duper easy. Most of the things is basically not applicable on small company. Small company enjoy less compliance. Simple compliance. And that's the reason you tend to enjoy. You can focus more on business rather than focusing on compliance. Easy, easy, very, 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 very good. Okay, okay. One more. Lower cost. Lower cost of compliance. Lower cost of compliance. Lower cost of compliance means what? Lower cost of compliance means since the compliance is simple, the regime is very easy. The regime is very easy. You guys need to understand if the regime is very easy, the cost of compliance, appointing lawyers and all these things will ultimately reduce. You guys need to understand whenever I say simple compliance, whenever I say simple compliance, whenever I say simple compliance, you guys need to understand I am trying to give some relaxation. I'm trying to give some relaxation. Whenever I tend to discuss this simpler compliance, that means I am trying to give some relaxation. What all relaxation? What all rules are not applicable? First, no cash flow statements. No cash flow statements. Sir, no cash flow statements means what? But very simple. Cash flow statement means a statement which will you will able to understand where cash is coming and cash is going out. So very, very simple, very, very easy. No cash flow statement is required. No cash flow statement is required. Super, super. Second is, if you want to do a merger, if you want to do a merger of what? Merger of two or more small companies. If you want to do merger of two or more small companies, then NCLT approval is not required. Oh my god! NCLT approval is not required. In CS professional, in CA final as well, there is section called as section 230 of Companies Act, which is specifying the full provision of merger with NCLT approval. It's a long process. It takes a lot of time, my dear friends. Friends, if you're a small company, need not worry about that. If you're a small company, need not worry about that. You know why? If you're a small company, my dear friends, you are not at all required. You're not even have to worry about all these things. Correct? Why? Because if you're a small company, you can just skip the step. Okay, now I will not tell you how to skip because it is there in a different section altogether, and it is not applicable in the exam as well. You just need to understand that what is not required. NCLT approval is not required. That's it. You already know what is NCLT, right? NCLT means National Company Law Tribunal. National Company Law Tribunal. Easy. Next is about the board meeting. You will get some relaxation. Correct? You will get some relaxation on board meeting. Now, generally, you see in normal companies, you tend to have minimum 4 board meetings. But in small companies, you basically tend to have 2 board meetings. That's it. So you have some relaxation in the board meeting. Again, you don't have the basic things here. That's the reason I'm not getting into it. But yes, so there are simple compliance. You have a very simple compliance. You have a very good hold over all these things. Easy. This was nothing but the concept of small company. Very easy. I hope you understood all these things. Today we have covered a lot of topic: associate company, government company. Then right now we discussed about the small company. Let us focus to one of my favorite topic. There are two important topics in this chapter. First is Section 8 company. Just now I discussed that Section 8 company cannot become a smaller company. So I have to discuss what is this small company. After small company, what is Section 8 company? What a topic, my dear friends. Let us start with Section 8. Section, again I wrote 80. Section 8 company. It's a fantastic topic. Fantastic. Which company? Section 8 company. Superb concept. It is superb. Yes. Let me discuss this. What is this Section 8 company, friends? Section 8 company means a company you create it with the simple objective that you want to promote social service. You want to promote art, you want to you want to promote dance, you want to promote geography, you want to promote history, you want to promote culture, you want to promote art, you want to promote economics. Are friend, whatever you have studied, write everything. Sir. You tell me again. Sir, whenever you form a company, which company, sir? Section 8 company. Which company, friends? Section 8 company. Whenever you form a company, which is which company? Section 8 company. What is the objective? What is the objective? Lawmaker says very simple. The objective is promotion. Objective is promotion. Sir, promotion of what? What you will promote? Sir, I will promote arts. I will promote science. I will promote commerce. I will promote education. I will promote sports. I want to promote religion. I want to promote EVS, environment. Friends, you can promote anything, and whenever I want to I don't remember anything. I write etc. You do the same in the exam. So if you are promoting what, sir? If you are promoting what, sir? If you are promoting a company where the main concept is promotion of arts, science, commerce, education, sir, religion, environment, anything where your main intention is what? Where your main intention is social service. Your main motive is social service. Always remember, your main intention is social service and not to make money. You are here not to make money. You are here just to do social service. So whenever you form a company with the objective of what? With the objective of promoting arts, science, commerce, education, sport, religion. I have started this section today, but I will complete this section in the next lecture. So next lecture will be a connecting lecture. Okay, next, always remember, if you are a section 8 company. Which company, my dear friends? Which company, my dear friends? If you are a section 8 company. Which company? Section 8 company. Which company? Section 8 company. Very, very simple. You will be having some restriction of section 8 company. You will be having restriction. You will be having how many restriction? You will have two reaction. Yes, you will have 2 reaction to restriction. Okay, very, very important examination candidate. So please make sure you should have your full focus. So restriction. We discussed the restriction. So guys need to understand there are how many restrictions? There are total 2 restriction. First restriction, second restriction. Okay. What is the first restriction? Let me discuss the first restriction. Lawmaker says section 8 company. Which company? Section 8 company is prohibited. Whenever I say prohibited means they are not allowed. They are not allowed. They are not allowed to do what? They are not allowed to declare. They are not allowed to declare. Declare what, sir? Declare dividend. Declare what, sir? Dividend to its member. Dividend to its members. So whenever I say section 8 company is prohibited, sir, section 8 company is prohibited, that means, sir, that means you are not allowed to issue or to give dividend. You are not at all allowed to give dividend. So section 8 company is prohibited to declare dividend. Section 8 company is prohibited to declare dividend. Easy in the examination. They will say the company has earned a very good profit because of the change in the government system or the change in the government policy. Now you as a chartered accountant tell them how much dividend they can declare. No, they cannot. They cannot. Easy. So Section 8 companies prohibited to declare dividend. Easy. Next. Very important. Very crucial. It says, in case of surplus. What is surplus? So example, if company is winding up and they after paying basically they are left with some money after paying all the liabilities. They are left with some money after paying liabilities. They are left with some money after paying liabilities. In such a case, what will be the use of the surplus? Sir, are we allowed to distribute back to the shareholders? Generally, if you invest in any company and if the company is planning to wind up their operations, so after paying all the liabilities, whatever the money is left, what you will do with that money? You will generally distribute that money to your shareholder. But here it is not at all allowed. Why? Because the ultimate thing, you have invested in Section 8 company not as an investment. Your main motto was not earning something. Your main motto was social service. Your main motto was social service, my dear friend. Yes or no? Superb. So in case of surplus, such surplus, yes, such surplus should be should be reinvested. Should be reinvested. Whenever I say reinvested, that means they have to reinvest. But reinvest where? Reinvested in promoting charitable objectives or Section 8 or any Section 8 company. You are not at all allowed allowed to do what? Allowed to repay the surplus to your shareholder. You have to make sure that surplus is with the company. Once it is with the surplus of the company, you have to distribute it in promoting charitable objective, or you will put that money in the similar functioning of section companies. Example, if I'm a school, then I will put it in the school or any other section company, but you will not give that money back to the investor. So first point was what is the meaning of Section 8 company and why we form Section 8 company. Section 8 company we have a certain objective. Second, restriction on Section 8 company. There are total two restrictions. Number one, you are prohibited to give dividend. Number two, you are not at all allowed to distribute back all the surplus. Instead, you have to reinvest that in promotion of charitable objective. Easy, simple. Now let us understand who has power to issue license. Yes, who has power to issue license. You guys need to understand who has power to issue license. If you want to act and work as a Section 8 company, who has that power? If you are acting as a Section 8 company, who has that power? Who will give you license to operate as a Section 8 company? That means now I will discuss power to issue license. Yes, power to issue license. You guys need to understand this concept very thoroughly. Who has the power to issue license? So if you want to act as a Section 8 company, if you want to act as a Section 8 company, very simple, my dear friends. If you want to act as Section 8 company, Section 8 company, which company? Section 8 company, my dear friends. Then who has a power to issue license? So it is been given to whom? It is been given to CG. Correct. So power to issue license to act as Section 8 company is with the central government. Is with the central government. But life is unfair. You know why? Because, however, however, central government, central government basically gave this power. Basically, they delegated. Whenever I say delegated, delegated means to give. They, central government has delegated its power. Its power to whom? It's power to ROC. It's power to whom? It's power to ROC. So number one, who has power to issue license? So power to issue license is given to central government. If you want to act as a sectional company, from whom we will procure license? You will procure license from central government. But central government has delegated this power to ROC. ROC. But my question to you: does central government has power to revoke? What revoke? The power ROC has received because central government has delegated its power. So my question is, can central government has revoke the power which has been given to the ROC? Yes, they have power to revoke. Revoke means to take back. Revoke means to take back. So central government has power to revoke, that is take back the power which has been given to ROC. Simple. So example, if you're ROC and I have delegated the power to issue license, if you're ROC and I have basically delegated this thing to ROC, lawmaker says a very simple thing. Central government is in the position to take back that power whenever they feel it necessary, whenever they feel it in the central government. So let me write a concept. It says, however, central government can revoke the power. Which power? Power given to ROC if CG thinks it is necessary. If CG think it is necessary, but necessary to do in public interest. Easy? Necessary to do it in public interest. Central government feel that this power should be again with me. They can easily do this. They can very easily do this. They can easily, very, very easily do this. I hope you understand this super duper concept. Very easily they can do this. Okay, so understood. Yes, central government can revoke that power. So if anybody asks you, if you want to act as a sectioned company, to whom you should go, you will go to central government. But central government right now has delegated this power to whom? They have delegated this power to ROC. Correct? They have delegated this power to ROC. Lawmaker says, however, central government has power to take back this power given to the ROC whenever they feel it necessary or whenever they feel it that this is the important thing. Easy. Now friends, we have completed total two lectures, to be very honest. Yesterday we discussed the introduction. Today we started the basic concepts of preliminary things. But till now, we did not started our writing practice. So friends, first of all, please spread this video because tomorrow we will start the writing practice itself. First, I wanted to make you comfortable with the concepts. If you're comfortable with the concepts, then we will do the writing practice. Then we will do this writing practice. Okay. So tomorrow we will do writing practice of law. How to write a question, how to read the question, and how to make sure what things have been asked. And I will teach you how to write an answer. So not only understanding the question is important, but understanding what they have asked is important. So you don't have to write everything. This is not the BCom paper. This is not any other course. You have to be very pinpoint while writing the answer. Whenever we study any graduation level thing, maybe BCom, BAF, BMS, or maybe whenever we study 11th, 12th standard, what we used to do, we used to always make sure that our answers should look big, or we always used to add content. But here, our content should be what they have asked and not what we know. So the clarity is very simple. Friends, you have to make sure that you know how to answer the question they ask. Tomorrow onwards, we'll start writing practice, and after that, we will start with some MCQs as well. Sir, I am understanding all the provisions. There is no problem in understanding the provision. But sir, I have a question. The question is, sir, how to study law? Let me tell you that. Friends, today I have covered this topic. Correct? You will again get this PDF once I complete this lecture. So, friends, first of all, go home, go home, read this notes thoroughly. Read this notes thoroughly, understanding the words, because while giving you the notes, whatever I'm writing, I'm actually writing the keywords. Actually, I'm giving you the keywords. Example, delegated. Yes, public interest. Say example, cannot declare a dividend. So I'm always giving you the exact important keyword that need to be integrated in your paper. Correct. But friends, it is not the rule that you have to write answers in a legal language. No, 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 no. It is not the rule. You just have to make sure that you include the key points by the trick I will tell you. Correct. So first step number one is you will read this notes thoroughly. Second, you will either follow, if you are watching from YouTube, either you will follow your classes notes or institute's notes. If you're already my student, I have already given you a book. Yes, a special book where it's a theory book. So I will be giving you two book. Book number one will be theory book. Book number two will be the question answers book. And third book I will be giving you at the end. It will be in the PDF format. That means all the MCQs, what I wanted to discuss, I will give it to you. Okay, so this is the concept. So first handwritten, second, if you're my student, then the book which I have given to you. If you are watching it from YouTube, then whatever notes you have from your classes or the institute book, anything will do, because it is not the thing that, oh, I have to read from this or that. Okay, but you have to attend the lecture, only and only then you will able to have this knowledge. Okay, now let's understand the next provision. We are left with 10 minutes. I will explain one point and then I will stop. Why? Because I will discuss a question which is there in ICAI module. I will discuss a question which is there in ICAI module. But let me complete this for point number 4. Point number 4. It says, upon registration. Upon what, sir? Upon registration, Section 8 company will get same powers, same privileges, same power, same privileges, same power, same privileges as that of limited company. As that of limited company. Limited company means public company. All the rules, regulation, provision applicable to public company, all the power, privileges with the public company, they will be enjoyed by Section 8 company. Okay, so this was the thing. Now what I will actually discuss, so I will discuss one of the important key parameter. Now what I will discuss, so I will discuss the one of the key parameter, that is I will discuss one question. Are you ready? Let me show it on the screen. Just give me 1 second. I will show it on the screen. Just give me 1 second. Yes, let me share it. Let me turn on the airdrop. Yes. Now can see the institutes module. This is our ICAI institutes module. Now if you see, we have started discussing all these things. Yes, preliminary we have already covered. It came in the year 30th of August. Do you know this? This is a log document. Since it's an institute document, I wanted to discuss a question. Let me do that. So we have already covered all these things. Tomorrow, whatever we have covered, I will mark it from my book. Don't worry. Okay, there's some examples. I will discuss that as well. Let us quickly go to the question because I wanted to solve that question. Because that is important, very, very important. So here is the question. Yes, this is the question. Read the question. What question? It says Flora Fauna Limited. It says the question related to private company, how to calculate 200. Okay. Flora Fauna Limited was registered as public company. There are how many members? There are how many? 230 members. This is our institute's book. Yes. How many members? 230 members. Director 50, employee 15, ex-employee 10, couple, there are 5 couple, husband and wife, 5 into 2, 10, and others 145. Now the question is, board of director of the company proposed to convert it into which company? They want to convert it into a private company. Advise whether the reduction of number of members is required or not. That they're asking us, should we reduce the number or not? This is the question. Do we have to reduce it or not? So guys, let us quickly revise. So private company means company which have 3 restriction. One of the restriction into there is articles. They have restriction in their article, and one of the restriction in their article is maximum number of member is 200. Your shares are not freely transferable. And third, an important thing that you know already, that is, come on, you have to tell me. Third point, that is, you are not allowed to invite shares or subscription from the public. This is the concept. Now, let's focus on this. It says there are 230 members. So, who all people will be there? First is directive relative. Should we consider them yes or no? Should we consider them yes or no? Lawmaker says yes, you have to count them. This 50, you will have to count them. 50 is tick mark. So we will count these people. Okay. Second, will you count employee? No. You will not count employee. Will you count your ex-employee? No. So 50 we will count. 15 we will not count. 10 we will not count. 10 we will not count. Next, couples. That means they are joint holder. There are total 10, but we will not consider them 10. We will consider as 5. Joint holder are considered as 5. So 50 plus 5, correct? And you have 145, that is others. There are how many people? 145 others. Now you tell me if you can use your calci, that is 50, correct? You will not count 15, you will not count 10, you will count 10 as 5, because joint holder is equal to 1. That's 55. Plus you add 145. If you added exactly 200 number is basically you're getting. So the question is, board of director proposed to convert the company into private. Advise them, should we have to reduce the number? Answer is no, not required, because the exactly number is coming. What is the number they are getting? The number what they are getting is exactly 200. So this was the case study question. Tomorrow I will teach you how to write, because that is important. You will understand everything, but if you are not able to execute the answer, then there will be a problem. If you will not able to execute the answer, then there will be a huge problem. And that's what the story is. The question was small company as well. So let me discuss that also. MNP Private Limited is a company registered under Company Act 2013 with paid up capital of 2 crore, turnover 60. 4 and 40 is the limit. Explain the meaning of small company. We know small company is section 2 clause 85. We will see two things: turnover and paid up capital. Paid up capital 4, turnover 40. Yes, but it says, we'll explain that. Whether MNP Private Limited can avail status of small company? No. Why? Because their turnover is 60 crore. Second, what will be your answer if turnover is 30 crore? Yes, then it is in the limit. Capital is 2 crore, and turnover is 30, the limit is 40, you can very easily do it. So this was the two question what they have asked in the exam also. But I think now this is a cakewalk for you, because just now we have completed all this provision. Easy. So I will complete section 8 company. I will continue section 8 company tomorrow. I will complete section 8 company tomorrow. Also tomorrow we will discuss what is OPC. OPC means one person company. These concepts are fantastic concepts, super duper concepts, whereby things need to be very, very, very simple. Now, I will see you tomorrow, but now you will be getting a break of half an hour. After half an hour, the pace sir will be live for accounts, and afterwards, you will get one more break, and Agam sir will come for DT. So, I will see you in next lecture. Till that time, bye bye, take care, good night, and stay tuned for awesome lessons. Bye bye, guys, and all the very best. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow the lecture will start again at 8. Don't be late, because tomorrow I will be starting directly with section 8 company. Bye bye, guys, and see you.